Sillad. Traits and abilities. Physical strength. Sillad is a high-level S-class monster, meaning his physical power is far superior to most beings in the solo-leveling universe. His raw strength allows him to overwhelm opponents with sheer force, making him a terrifying opponent in close combat. Speed and agility. While Sillad is a brute in terms of strength, he also possesses significant speed and agility, enabling him to outmaneuver and strike swiftly. He has the capacity to react quickly and adapt to changing combat scenarios. Durability. Sillad's durability is exceptional. He can take heavy hits and keep fighting, thanks to his monster physiology. His resistance to damage makes him difficult to defeat with standard attacks, especially those lacking overwhelming power. Regeneration. Sillad has advanced regeneration, meaning he can recover from injuries relatively quickly, which makes him difficult to wear down. This ability makes him a formidable foe in prolonged battles. Combat style. Sillad fights in a straightforward, aggressive manner. He doesn't rely on tricks or illusions but instead focuses on overwhelming his enemies with raw power, speed, and a ferocious combat style. His strength is his primary asset, and he uses it to devastating effect. Weaknesses. Limited range. Sillad is primarily a close-range fighter, which limits his ability to deal with ranged opponents effectively. Predictability. Due to his brute force approach, Sillad can sometimes be predictable, allowing enemies who can read his movements or exploit his fighting style to outmaneuver him. Aoi Haruto. Traits and abilities. Combat training. Aoi is a skilled fighter with extensive training in assassination techniques and combat strategies. He is proficient in hand-to-hand combat, close-range weapons, such as knives, and firearms, making him versatile in different types of battles. Tactical genius. Aoi's main strength lies in his strategic thinking. He doesn't just fight for the sake of fighting but carefully plans his moves and always looks for an opening or weakness in his opponent. He is an expert in creating traps, reading his enemies, and exploiting their flaws. Stealth and agility. As an assassin, Aoi is incredibly stealthy and agile. He can move quickly and quietly, allowing him to approach enemies without being detected or to quickly evade their attacks. His agility is one of his key assets in combat, enabling him to evade much larger and stronger opponents. Sharp reflexes and precision. Aoi's reflexes and precision make him highly effective in combat. He can react quickly to changes in the battlefield, dodge incoming attacks, and strike with surgical precision when given the opportunity. Psychological warfare. Aoi is adept at using psychological manipulation and mind games to gain the upper hand. He can unsettle opponents by exploiting their mental weaknesses and turning them against themselves, which is especially effective against those who rely on brute force. Weaknesses. Physical strength. While Aoi is strong and skilled, he doesn't have the raw physical strength to match monstrous opponents like Sillad. Vulnerability in extended fights. If the battle drags on too long, Aoi may tire out, especially if he is unable to finish the fight quickly. Reliant on tactics, Aoi depends heavily on exploiting weaknesses and outsmarting his enemies. If he is caught off guard or unable to analyze his opponent's weaknesses, he may struggle. Trait comparison. Sillad. Physical strength, very high, brute strength, overpowering. Speed, high, fast for his size, agile. Combat skill, moderate, straightforward combat. Tactical mind, low, relies on brute strength. Endurance/regeneration, very high, can regenerate quickly. Offensive power, very high, devastating in direct combat. Defensive power, high, difficult to hurt, tough. Special abilities, advanced regeneration, strength. Aoi Haruto. Physical strength, moderate, relies on agility and technique. Speed, high, exceptionally agile and fast. Combat skill, very high, elite assassin, strategic. Tactical mind, very high, expert tactician, manipulative. Endurance/regeneration, moderate, relies on stealth, may tire. Offensive power, moderate, relies on precision, stealth. Defensive power, moderate, relies on evasion and outsmarting. Special abilities, stealth, precision, psychological manipulation. Fight analysis. Phase 1, Initial Engagement. Sillad would likely start the battle with a brutal charge, attempting to overwhelm Aoi Haruto with his sheer physical strength. He'd attempt to land a decisive blow with his claws or tail, using his speed and size to close the gap quickly. Aoi, being an assassin, would rely on stealth and agility to avoid Sillad's initial onslaught. His focus would be on evading the brute force attacks and waiting for an opening to strike. Aoi would likely observe Sillad's movements carefully to look for a weakness to exploit. Phase 2, Tactical Battle. Aoi would attempt to get behind Sillad, using his agility and combat training to land precise strikes. He could use his psychological manipulation to unsettle Sillad, possibly exploiting any gaps in his mindset. Sillad, however, would be difficult to damage due to his regeneration and durability. His best chance would be to overwhelm Aoi with sustained force, trying to prevent Aoi from finding an opening. Final phase, Decisive Moment. If Aoi can keep avoiding Sillad's direct attacks and land critical strikes targeting weak spots, such as eyes or joints, he might have a chance to wear down Sillad. However, if the battle drags on too long and Sillad keeps regenerating, it may be difficult for Aoi to land the killing blow. On the other hand, Sillad can win if he lands a single powerful hit, overwhelming Aoi with his raw power. Aoi's defense primarily relies on agility and evasion, so a single direct hit could be catastrophic. Chance of winning. Sillad's 60%. Sillad's overwhelming physical strength and regeneration put him at an advantage. Aoi's reliance on precision and tactics may not be enough to counteract Sillad's brute force and durability. Aoi Haruto 40%. Aoi has the potential to outsmart Sillad and land a precise, fatal strike, but he is at a significant disadvantage in terms of physical strength and durability. He would need to rely on quick thinking and precise attacks to have a chance. Winner, Sillad. Sillad wins due to his overwhelming physical strength, advanced regeneration, and the ability to endure prolonged combat. While Aoi Haruto has the tactical mind and agility to evade Sillad's attacks, his lack of raw power and durability makes it difficult for him to defeat such a formidable opponent in a prolonged battle.